Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Who's doing the intro, Simon? Well, not me. I'm the guest.
We've just done it.
No.
We're back for episode 5 of FaaF, FaaF podcast. Once again,
Featuring James Griffiths.
do I have to bleep your surname out?
No, it's fine.
My brother Jim and co-host Sty.
FaaF. Flat as a fart.
Yeah, tell us about the other podcast you did, because I did briefly just have a quick
I don't
listen
know.
of it, and you do mention your full name in it anyway, do you?
Yeah, sod it. Plug your pod to us who listen to this back.
I doubt it'd be of interest to the.
Oh, I don't know.
morons
Wasn't
that
it
listen
in? Griff told me that it was in one of the questions for the chase.
It was, yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, that's okay. Tell that story to our listener.
That's
It's not a story, is it?
Well, no, it's a true
You just
story.
said the story. That's it.
That was it.
So
Yeah.
it's called Very Nearly an Armful, and it's a Tony Hancock podcast. So Tony Hancock is a comedian in the 50s who
Was it the 50s?
50s and 60s.
radio.
He
TV.
sadly passed away in 68.
He committed suicide, didn't
Yeah, in Australia.
he? Happy pod.
Yeah, but it's I really enjoyed
he
listening
help?
to him growing
Sorry.
up, and even as I got into adulthood, I just always I don't know. I'm like the idiot of the podcast. Really, they're three experts really, and I'm just a bit of an idiot.
So what? I don't know. I don't know anything about him. Did he do sitcoms or sketch shows or some shit?
So he started off doing sketch shows, and especially like entertaining the troops at the back end of the war. And then he had like a TV series and a very successful radio series, which was there's still a lot of episodes missing. I think there's about 60 episodes, and they're really famous. So you might have heard of the line that a pint that's very nearly an armful, the blood donor. When it no, you
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I have.
And Pete Doherty is a big fan, and he's referenced him in quite a few of his songs. Lady Don't Fall Backwards is an episode of Hancock's Half Hour.
So does he
And
listen?
Punch Up the Bracket by the Libertines.
Is he a avid listener? Do you know?
I doubt it.
Not of our pod.
Not of our pod, no.
No, but not of ours either. But he's a massive Tony Hancock fan.
Yeah, right.
You were live on stage with your pod.
We did a live show.
A live show.
I know.
Where was that in?
That was at Riverside Studios in Hammersmith.
Whereabouts is that?
Oh,
Down
shit,
by
it
the
was actually in
riverside.
London.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought you
down-
were just going to say down the village hall down in. But
Thank God you didn't name the fucking town, because that's another thing to creep out.
Well,
just giving Griff more work.
It's like almost like a cinema complex, and then you got like really plush apartments upside. But about 50, 60 years ago, they were studios.
Oh, right.
So they had a lot of TV shows were filmed there, recorded there. Hancock's Half Hour is obviously filmed there. So if you go there, you can see like there's pictures on the wall of all the
That's
Sid,
immense.
Sid James.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that is. Yeah.
Carry on films.
Anyway,
These are really not fun.
FaaF. Flat as a fart.
So, what's the other famous podcast you've done?
I haven't done the famous podcast.
Oh, that's how famous it was. You forgot Johnny Boy's pod.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
No, we were in that.
that's-
Wasn't we?
Wasn't that with bleep that?
Yeah.
That's with two other people. I love that. I've done it in a podcast. It's completely wiped from my memory.
Well, that's pretty amateurish, though, wasn't it? Like I was,
Yeah,
that was
I
all.
was-
I remember doing the first one, and I remember sending a voice message. Oh, we should do a podcast, and I don't think podcasts were that. They were quite big, but they weren't as big as they are now. Where
I had mentioned it. I had mentioned it because we, 4 of us would meet every 6 to 8 weeks on average,
Yeah.
probably further apart than that. Always have Fools and Horses on, have a Chinese, whatever. And I remember coming across a Fools and Horses pod, which you can find it. It's like the first 5 episodes someone did about 12 years ago, and they stopped. Just one person on their own. So we could do
who
that.
does that? Yeah.
Anyway, that didn't build attraction until you decided to actually go ahead with it. Obviously, you're the more influential member of the gang.
But we had on my iPad, and we were literally.
It was so amateur.
It
wasn't it?
was like no microphones. It was put the iPad, press record.
Oh, that you just used the microphone on the iPad.
But it was using.
Anchor, wasn't it?
Yeah, Anchor. I don't think it's around anymore. It's like Spotify.
Spotify took it, which really
How's Anchor?
cocked up my login.
Yeah.
Trying to log into Anchor. So, what do you mean Spotify? You have to create
What are you
another
doing with my
account.
microphone? You keep
trying to
moving it close to my face.
I'm trying to. You two like going further and further away.
That's because you keep pushing it first.
Is
to the
this-
top.
that.
Is this better?
Oh Jesus!
So, yeah, podding. So, what do you make of the podding world now? You're a very much
I don't really know.
You don't need to be an expert in it at all, do you? Like, even editing, I do it to a very basic level, as you probably can tell by the quality. I just take bits out and add bits in, and that's it. There's no... you're recording right now into something a bit more technical. There's a mixing deck there.
Desk.
See? What's the difference between a mixing desk and a mixing deck?
Well, I don't even know what mixing deck is. I think you just made that up.
Mixing deck.
That's like a deck.
DJ,
well,
innit?
Yeah, DJ.
That's completely different. I think.
Look at
This is
disgust
just more
on
for-
Simon's face then.
Do you mean a desk? Yes.
This is just
That's
going to bore
something
the
completely
shit out of
different.
other people, really, isn't it? Talking about this,
I mean, you're one step away from just editing it.
editing.
I can
what?
teach
This
you how to
pod?
edit. I can teach you how to edit a pod, and then you can do all the work.
Well, I can edit video.
Oh, if you can edit
Like,
video,
I don't know how to edit the audio.
How are you going to edit this video? It's just, we haven't moved. There's nothing to edit it.
Yeah,
We just put it on a 10-second loop. No one will fucking know.
we've got an iPad Mini staring at us from the back of the room.
I could do video editing. Of course you can. I could do that. You just hand it to me and go, look, it's done.
Well, no, you'd have to put the proper audio to the video and then
put,
cut
like,
bits out.
Cat filters on or something like that.
FaaF. Flat as a fart.
What were we talking about before?
Podcast.
No, podcast. What did I think of them?
Well, you're in the game now, aren't you? You do
Not really. It's quite fun. I think, as I've always said, there needs to be a premise, though. It's quite hard to just talk about.
If you
Yeah,
have a
but
premise,
You've done 5 episodes. You've done all right without
That's
one.
one thing, having a premise.
What a premise, yeah.
But then that's it. Then you can't change it.
I know what you
change the
mean.
pod. So if you stick into one, if we're going to do paranormal chat, that's it. So we're going
That
to go
can get quite old quickly.
exactly. Why not just ad lib?
What's it today then? What's the subject?
There isn't. We just don't know, do
Oh,
we?
right.
Well, you're obviously the main subject because
No, I can't be the main subject. It's just a guess.
Well, no, I mean,
I
you
thought
know.
we'd have a script reading on Wednesday, run through on Thursday.
No, it's far away from that reality. I'm
we
afraid.
generally
I
thought
quickly
though
went there.
when I went around Grish yesterday, it would just be insults of like past
How dare you?
no of you of us.
I know, but Tom said to me earlier, Simon's really panicking if you're going to turn up or not.
I wasn't panicking. That was him.
Make sure he comes. Make sure he comes, yeah? Is James coming?
That's because you said
I heard he's slacking me off in that first episode.
What,
No, he's
what
always
did I
fucking
say?
working, isn't he?
That wasn't slagging you off. That's just a memory of. Like, I always used to remember when we have
it's
like
praising you if anything.
when we used to have sleepovers or something at your old parents' house, and you come in at like midnight or something,
Yeah.
and then we'd have to pretend to be like we weren't being sad pricks or something. Where we were doing.
I mean, should we
Yeah.
reveal? If we talk about the embarrassing stories segment,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we kind of not proudly say this, but we were playing hide and seek at age of 15, 16. We were.
Well,
Don't surprise me.
Jay, in our
you had a pretty big house. You
in
had
our
a
old
pretty
house.
big house down. Yeah,
Hide and seek.
beaches.
Fucking
Beaches
hell,
is.
yeah.
I'm not bleeping that out. It's just a
A
name,
name, yeah.
right? The big living room,
Well, a couple of virgins.
and Alex, and sometimes Jamie.
Well, used to be loads. Used to be loads of people.
We used to
get
switch the
involved.
lights off.
Mike.
How
Danny-
old
Danny-
are we? Year 11?
What are you
Uh,
going at that? Year 11? What's that, about 6?
Oh, we
Put your hand up to like,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
wait, so what's I there? What, 6? Year 11?
year 11, 30?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah,
what's the
25.
oldest? Over the span of about a year, wasn't it? Or
I think
two.
it was more than that.
We were playing hide and seek in the dark.
It was in the dark. Yeah.
Teenagers. We're not out shagging. We're not out trying to pull. We're not out trying to get served at age 16.
Hide and seek.
Every so often we play hide and seek in the dark. Yeah. And
I would've got-
there's nothing more I can say to that.
I would have been fuming.
What
Because
if
I was
you,
at that age, I was working
What if you weren't
about
invited?
100 hours. So I'd come home at night
I know.
and you're playing hide and seek at the garden.
That's why we'd always be like, fuck, we sit on the sofa
Quick,
and I just
pretend you masturbated.
That brings on to the next story.
Yeah.
That time,
the Men and Motors.
I had the 10-minute preview or channel or Men and Motors. Yeah, I remember that vividly. You know, I've only just got the bottle. I've only just got the bottle to talk about that. So for years, he knows about
If you notice,
that,
I did bring it up for years.
which is probably even worse.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a horrible little, trousers around my ankles, Men and Motors.
because when you walk through the door, like
I saw you through the window.
you saw
Come
me.
past. I thought, shit.
I looked through and I saw you pull your trousers up,
Oh
and
no!
I thought, I was
fucking
about
hell.
19.
Yeah, it was one of your exes, whoever it was. Jesus Christ!
One of
14.
my exes?
How old am I? 14, 15?
Yeah, what? What do you mean? One of his exes?
You,
What, on Men and Motors?
no, you came home from a night out
Did I?
with a woman. That's the worst.
There was a
bit.
woman with... Oh, you never said that
I
yesterday.
did. I said he came in with his girlfriend
Oh, I
or
didn't
someone.
know that.
I can't remember.
Um,
Yeah, bleep that out.
Yeah, but she was
Yeah.
Birmingham
Yeah.
girl. Her.
Yeah.
It was 100% her.
Was she there? Was she? I can't remember that. I just remember your bare legs
Oh my god.
with your trousers around your ankles, and I thought, oh god.
Oh,
I said,
it's so embarrassing.
but I didn't say anything though. I was quite good, didn't
No,
I?
you were
I didn't bring
good.
it up for 15 years.
But I reckon if you came in with a bloke, mate, you would have taken the piss.
Oh,
But you had
100%.
You had your bird with you, so that's my little.
She didn't see, did she? Did you see it first?
No, I don't. I think I would have been too embarrassed to go. Sorry about that. My brother's just having a wank.
Oh my.
Mind the jizz on the floor. Do you want a cup of tea?
Tommy, you're going to care up, aren't you?
Yeah. Could you just move the
Sit down.
tissues out of the way?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean,
we've all been there.
in context, I was on my.
I wasn't going to bring this up, Tom.
No, it's fine. I don't
surprised.
mind. I don't mind bringing it up now. I mean, if it's just like even a few years ago, I'd be like, no. But I don't care. It's fine. I must have been, I don't know, 14 or 15 if you were 19. Maybe 16. Oh, God, that's so... with each age getting older, it sounds worse, but...
You're about 16, I think. You're 3 years younger than me, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I was old enough to go out.
It couldn't have been...
Not-
Hang on, you couldn't have been 19 because you met by then.
Bleep that out.
Yeah.
No, I met her. Yeah, I did.
You were
but
16, 17... You were
18 then.
17, 18.
I wasn't 17. I was playing hide and seek.
But yeah, we used to play hide and seek. I don't know what it was. I think that was the edge. We're doing it in the dark and it's proper silent.
Consequences used to be another thing we used to play all the time.
What's that?
Consequences. You not remember Consequences? We used to play Nanny and Banda. I'm not bleeping their names out.
Well, no.
Like grandparents. We, you need at least 4 of you ready to play, didn't you? Man's name, fold it, the bit of paper past the woman's name, fold it up, past the person to the left. Where did they
I
meet?
remember that.
Fold that, right? And then you got a silly story with a consequence. And it basically turns out to be a game of just take the piss out of each other because you're referencing stuff that your mates have done.
Yeah.
Consequence, he was found wanking on the sofa. That sort of thing.
Tom, hold over. Men and Motors.
So we were
Hold
doing
over.
that. Yeah.
There was many of that, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, I felt sorry because you went straight into work, didn't you? You were like 14 or 15. You were at the pub.
I was
For a few weeks, you were.
That's illegal
pot
now. Like
washing.
all those hours I was doing. I was
Well,
doing
yeah, it didn't seem
there was
right.
no-
It
there
didn't
was-
seem right back then, to be honest.
There was no legal laws back then, though.
I was doing 30 hours a week at the age of 14
That's
over
fucking
3
mental.
days. Fridays, Saturdays, and
Fucking
Sundays.
mental.
What's your hourly rate?
£2.50.
Yeah.
I got paid.
Bloody hell.
$2.50. And
But-
even back then, you think, shit, that seems like a little bit under what you should.
I think that was about the going rate. I remember I was absolutely mortified because I didn't get the job cleaning cars
Oh yeah, you went. Okay, yeah.
Was this before you? Is this before?
before that because I always wanted to be a second-hand car salesman,
Bloody hell.
specifically
So
second-hand.
you're envious of Jamie?
Now I am, yeah.
Friend of the pod, Jamie.
Yes.
Well, let's
I-
not even go there with the dealership he works at.
I really like the Saabs. You know, like the Saabs.
Saab.
Those cars.
Didn't
I
Apple
don't
have a
even think
Saab?
they- are they- huh?
Did Apple have a Saab?
No, you had to say it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to be a car salesman.
That's
I thought
a
if I
really
go and wash
odd
up cars, I'll get into the ground. Before I know it, I'll have my own branch in Trowbridge.
How things could have been completely different. You could have been in Spain selling cars.
I know. It's a miserable old fucking woman.
Jesus, can you
Yeah.
imagine if you went down that route? What would it be like? You would have stuck to it.
Well, if no one's listened to the last episode, they didn't know I'm a chef. I've been a chef since the age of 14, did they?
I did reference.
Did you?
I think they could work that out, though. Surely.
Yeah, you're. But you're above exec chef level now, aren't you?
Well, I don't talk about my job now.
Okay, all right. Let's move on.
No, I thought you'd come up with all the old embarrassing stories because we went out quite a lot, didn't we? Around 2000.
Simon. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't going to talk about these, but
why?
You comfortable talking about this?
Which one? What are you going to talk about?
Well, 70% of our listeners.
Yeah. There's that. I don't give a shit. And then obviously the.
Well, Kel, you better start chronological order. What's the?
I don't know what the chronological order is. Were you with me when we got the fire alarm went off at Serco?
Yes.
I literally just handed money over for drinks, then the fire alarm went off. And then we had to get out.
Did you get your drinks after that?
No, I don't think we went. I don't remember going back in.
I've been livid.
No, we just left because you were so pissed off.
Yeah.
You were fuming.
Well, yeah.
You'd been assaulted by a girl.
Was that the same night?
Yeah, that was the same night because we saw her outside. And you were. I want to go. I just want to go home, James.
What'd she say?
It wasn't. Go on.
So we were. I think you were a bit down at the time. Like I think you'd come off the back of a breakup or something, and we were in this bar in Bath. Keep that in. And I don't know how, but we got talking to a couple of girls. Was it a couple of girls or one girl? I was talking.
One. It was you. There was a girl. You were sat next to her, and then it was me that sat next to you. And in a line. I
was trying to play a bit of Cupid. I was trying to get you.
I just thought of another story. We go.
Gosh, I know what you're going to say. So anyway, I was trying to play a bit of Cupid and say, look, I know Simon. He could do a bit of cheering up. He's a nice looking boy, isn't he? And she went, oh, yeah, but he's got an earring though. And then you overheard that, I think.
No, she specifically got my attention. I remember her leaning across.
Looked you in the eye.
She went out her way to get my attention because I wasn't listening to what they were saying. And then she told me, and I still couldn't hear her.
Didn't she say
you had to say it to me?
70% of girls don't like men with earrings.
Yeah, she even gave the statistic.
She did a flip chart. To the PowerPoint up.
I like. You wish you had a. You know when you wish you had a comeback at the time.
Oh no, you did have a comeback. Didn't you say 100% of me don't like you?
Yeah, that's it.
Or did you think that after you left? That was why you crossed, wasn't it? And then the fire alarm went off. So you were fuming.
And you're out of pocket.
Yeah.
I forgot I even said that. And then there was another night.
Yeah.
With the bouncer.
Bouncer?
Do you not remember that?
I literally thought you meant the other night. Well, you've been out recently.
I was with James, I think, for this.
What bouncer?
Yes, I definitely was with you.
What happened?
I can't even explain it. It's embarrassing.
Is it embarrassing on you? Is it embarrassing on you?
Go on then.
Because I don't even know why I said it.
I recollect. I recollect this story, but I'm not, none of the details of it.
The bounce had a bit of a fight of getting someone out. And
I think I remember. I think this is coming back to me.
It's coming back to me.
Did you say something like?
Are you alright?
You're right, mate. Like that was
on the way out.
Bouncer's just like,
that's all right.
Well, to the bouncer.
Yeah,
to the bouncer. Listen, mate, you're right, and this is coming from you.
We should tell people. So there's bouncer was like struggling with this bloke, kicking him out. It got quite rough and tumble. Simon suddenly got really concerned for the bouncer's welfare. Oh my god, are you all right? Yeah, as we were leaving,
and you never usually say that.
And he went. No one asked me that.
Did he?
I don't remember that.
No, he didn't say that. That's just. But I thought you were going to mention that girl. I'm buying drinks for a girl all night.
That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a blur. What was, I can't really remember. I can't remember what happened.
Well, basically, Simon, I bought loads of drinks all night, and then she fucked off and left.
Yeah, but I thought there was a spillage. Oh, that was it. You spilt the drink on her, and then you were like, that was a way in.
That's my special move. They love it.
That was a way of getting a drink.
Was that actually a thing? I was single at this time.
No, you accidentally did it, didn't you?
Did I?
This was at the port.
It wasn't like I'm going to
when
spill
it was
drink.
decent.
Should I go and spill drink over this girl? I don't remember that being a move.
Did you do that? Was that your move?
No, it wasn't.
No, he did it by accident. He hit
Okay.
the drink,
And then I bought her a drink, and
And
I
she
thought,
fucked
oh,
off.
this is going very, very well. And then she went, "Oh, who's your mate?" And I was like, "Oh, him." I went, he's got an earring. Don't tell me you're in the 30%.
I thought no, it was her friend that I was talking to.
I don't know.
I think that was
that's-
fucking hilarious. That was quite funny.
We had a period of time where we went out a lot, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good fun. When we very briefly.
Yeah. I could have had any woman. And that. Sorry.
No,
Did I
I
say that or not?
yeah, you can say. I don't know if you should keep his name in or not.
Just bleep the name and keep the
Okay.
quote.
Well, it's not really an anecdote, is it? He was just drunk and a bit confident, and
He thought he was Mr. Lover. Like he's a lovely guy. He thinks he's like Brad Pitt or something when he's had a few drinks. I can remember I think it was, I'm not going to say all their names because then Tommy would bleep them out, but there must have been about 4 of you in my car once. I was driving back from Bristol. I think we'd been to like a casino or something.
probably the old Gara.
And was like, sorry to say his name. He was texting this girl, and it was like, at the start of the night, it was like, oh my God, it's going so well. This is the one. And then and it's like back and forth, like, beep, 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 like text message tone every 2 minutes. And then we got in the car, and he was like, "Oh, look what she's just said! She's just said I should come round and keep her warm." And it's like all of this crap going on. And then like he ran out of battery, or he was running out of battery, and like I had my phone charger in the car, so I'll charge it a little bit.
You had to buy one.
No, I had it in the car,
you had it in
anyway.
there.
But it was so weak that it wasn't really keeping the phone powered, so it was down to like 3%.
Yeah.
And then I remember halfway home, she went, "Anyway, I'm going to bed now, mate. Night." I said, "Oh, she called me mate." And he was like really, really down for the entire journey back. I remember looking in the rearview mirror and just hearing like, "Oh."
I don't know if that was the same occasion when we were in
That's
the
hilarious.
casino, and he received a message like that, and he just wanted everyone to, all of us, to stop what we were doing to go home, so he could go to her house to confront her about that. They were mate.
Yeah.
I don't think I was there for that.
No, I didn't invite you.
No,
But I
that.
do remember that occasion. God, that's going back more than 10 years ago, isn't it?
Well, more than 10
God,
years.
Jesus,
It's about 15 years ago.
he was livid, really. Mate, yeah, I
She
remember
called
that.
me
Now.
mate.
I totally forgot.
And
about
now
that.
she's gone to bed and I can't even. Yeah. But he was like, "Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh God!
This is now delving into our mates' embarrassing backstories, now,
Yeah,
isn't it?
sorry.
That's right.
It's fine.
Content.
Funny.
Yeah. How are we doing for time?
But yeah, we haven't gone that
We've
long.
got 12 minutes.
20 minutes, 22 minutes.
What's the 01 bit representing? Yeah, it's
I
the
don't
hour,
know.
is it?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
maybe
that's
an
not too
hour
bad
and a
then. Just about halfway in. Anything you want to bring up? Apart from your dinner.
No, I mean that's pretty much what. There's probably something there I've forgotten as well.
The crux of this pod is paranormal and embarrassing stories or silly pastimes. That's what it's been so far, isn't it?
We used to do when I worked at this pub. We used to pull people's trousers down quite a lot. Yeah,
in the kitchen,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just go up behind them and like because chef's trousers used to be quite baggy.
Yeah.
You used to get a really good bag on them. And I remember there's one chef was he went out to talk to a customer and he was standing over the bar like from the bar person's side
Yeah.
to talk to the customer. And I just went up behind him and just whipped them down, but I grabbed his boxers as well.
Oh.
So the boxers came down and he was like, the lamb was really leaked him down. Another thing we used to play is we used to send people out into the restaurant when it's really busy, like anyone, and we used to sing Happy Birthday.
Right.
So, you know when you go into a pub or a restaurant and you go, the front of us start singing Happy Birthday.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this. Every time.
Everyone
You did it all
joins
the
in.
time.
Yeah.
So you used to be singing Happy Birthday really loudly
By
from
the
the
door.
kitchen as one of the staff walked out.
So everyone turns to look at the door and it's just
Yeah.
someone walking out with like a plate of food. I sent this Polish lad out. Can you go and get me some ice from the bar? And it's like really busy. He goes, yeah, sure. He went out to the bar and then like 3 or 4 of us stood by the door. I went, "Happy birthday to you!" And everyone turned around. Look, he's just holding a bucket.
I used to do similar when I worked at Asda. We used to have a greeter. You know, we just someone. I think they still have them. They just stand by the door, go, just call out
like an old woman greeter.
It was an old man. It was an old. It was. I don't know what you mean.
The name
Before the store would open, just a couple of times. It was nothing. You know, it wasn't like daring or anything. Not like putting people's trousers down, but would say, "Oh, Keith, could you just say it's so and so's birthday today?" And it wasn't their birthday, but he'd be announcing it on the tannoy and go. And then all day long they get a happy birthday, and you know that should be a nice thing, but it really pissed some people off. And I was usually the ringleader, that sort of thing. Not as daring as what you did, but when you're 18,
they
19,
do that with a tannoy.
Just morning. He'd always say, "Morning, campers. Hope everyone's okay. It's so and so's birthday today," and then just give a false age.
I did
I did that at least 3 or 4 times.
Don't they have like
Asda? Pathetic now. God, that anecdote. Those were the days. Asda's.
Don't they have like Asda radio now?
Do they?
They've had Asda radio for when I was there.
I'm surprised you didn't get on that. You were your own radio show, didn't you?
Oh, WCRFM, yeah. Which are
Was
now
that a Barry?
Barry Moore.
Barry.
Oh yeah. So someone called Barry, my mate Barry. Yeah, no, he hasn't. We haven't done that since about 2009, 2010.
Yeah, that's what it was, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
still do it?
Does he still do it? I don't think he does. Not for many years.
Didn't you do like some sort of exam or something? You had to host and ride your own.
Did you?
Ride or drive your own desk or something?
Yeah, I did a radio production course.
I didn't know that.
I definitely would have told you, but you just take no interest in what I was doing. And I had to do
It's too busy cleaning.
It's a local radio that was only live on the internet, which would have about as many listeners as we do, right? But for 1 month a year, they had a license to go on the actual airwaves. So, you know, in the
I do vaguely remember that.
Right?
No, yeah.
So it's funny because when that month happened, I think it was every June they get it, right? And suddenly all these volunteers just turn out, "Oh, can I do a show?" "Oh, well, can I do," you know, every other fucking month of the year, no one's like doing a slot. But now they're like 24/7 live on. So they've obviously got their license. There was obviously, what was the 3-town radio, wasn't it? That used to be 3TR FM, and I think they went bust.
3TR FM, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when you were on there, like you said, "Oh, listen, I'm on tonight. Message in and I'll say something out." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh,
and then
I
I
the worst person to fucking get to, isn't it?
I text the number that was on the show,
Yeah.
and I was like, I was listening to it. Any minute now he's going to read it out. Nothing.
It didn't come through for ages for some reason.
No, but I think you meant message your mobile phone. But I was like messaging like 3TRFM.
Yeah.
Their number.
Yeah.
87764 or whatever goes, "Hi Tom."
Yeah.
You can have to blink. That doesn't matter, does it?
3TRFM, that's right. It's like
That'll pinpoint where we are.
It's
sue you
not
for
gonna
libel. There's nothing bad in there.
No.
It's a lovely radio station.
He's just worried about being tracked down.
No, I'm not.
FaaF. Flat as a fart.
Well, you could tell that very, 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 very brief anecdote. That time you were coming to our house and you got tracked down.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that, wasn't I?
Yeah.
You got what?
I don't know if you know this.
What's that?
This happened.
I remember this.
This was 2006-ish.
Beaches.
And I was just going out for a drive, I think, one evening. And I literally went by your old house. And then I turned around at the roundabout and went back down to go home. And then after that, I had somebody behind me flashing me and indicating, like to basically pull over on the fucking bypass. And I was like, "No, what the fuck?" Anyway, I thought, I don't know why, I thought this guy's going to follow me. And he literally followed me all the way into town.
Did this happen to you as well, Tom?
Yeah, he's got one actually.
Mine's...
And it freaked me out. Like, I thought, I can't fucking go home. Can't go home.
Can't go home.
Mom! so I was like, oh, I just have to... I knew he was home. So I was like...
hang on, it just occurred to me. You're going to bring some psycho nutter to our house.
That's why he followed you two.
I didn't know what I was to do. So I indicated...
He can't see my house, so I'll take it to Tom's house.
I indicated to go
and
in.
James's house,
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go home because I knew my parents weren't in either. So I indicated to go down your little lane. Obviously, the house was on the corner of the bypass and the lane.
Or bleep that out. There's all those bypasses that they might pinpoint it.
He indicated, or they indicated. I was like, "Fuck!" So I just went, just drove straight into your drive, ran out, and I was knocking on your door.
Your ass does that, doesn't it?
It was horrible.
Did he stop?
No, he drove on.
Was he? Maybe you had something wrong with your car, and he was just trying
Would
to help
somebody
you.
go to that? I was going all through.
In fact, I did in about 2006.
Yeah, that freaked me out. Your parents were away because I think.
Well, there's no grown-ups to help you both.
No, your was there, and you were in the and you were on the computer. As you, I think you were on the computer.
Yeah, that's the entrance. So yeah,
that's the night I found YouTube. You showed me YouTube.
Well, you remember me showing you a website?
Yeah, I do remember that. So, oh my god!
Are you sure there wasn't that?
And then Tom went,
Chantry
"Have you
House?
seen Men and Motors?"
He used to bang on about the 10-minute preview all the time.
I never did.
You did.
I didn't.
10-minute preview's on, and I'll believe the same.
Oh, I missed it.
Definitely have to bleep that.
It's
out.
come on at 12 again, though.
Yeah. I feel like this cycle, my similar. I feel like I've said this, probably not on this podcast, but I'll say it anyway because
You got followed, didn't you?
mate. It's fucking scary. You know where I used to live in
Yeah.
the town centre.
Bleep that out.
You know that mini roundabout you come out, so the Lidl somebody
Bleep
left.
that out, yeah.
You carry on, and you give way to the right like you should do. I just carried on, but you know when like there's more than enough time just to carry on because they're like the car to your right. They're not. They're like miles back, but they sped up to make it look like I've cut them up basically. And then they were flashing me all the way. I think I was on the way. I was on the way to your house side.
Yeah, I remember.
And on the way, I was going to get a Chinese, right? Because it's on this very road.
I
it's
know
on,
the
right?
one you mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Good Chinese.
Tom
then.
Chef.
Yeah, bleep that out.
Yeah. And basically, so I brake checked them to sort of like acknowledge but also to tell them to shut up. Like, all right, I get it. But my brake testing riled them up, I think, because
Probably.
when I got into then I hit fucking red lights with a car in front of me, and it's night. It's dark. It must have been autumn or whatever, winter, and they're obviously behind me. And then I see in my rear mirror as they've opened their dash lights come on because they've opened their car. I thought,
What
no!
the fuck?
And they start banging on my window. 2 or 3 men.
Sorry. What's
So
2 or 3 men?
There's at least 2 of them.
4 of them.
Yeah.
5, I think.
6. More than
boxers.
one. More than one. Less than 3.
MMA-ists.
So ironically, that's the best thing they could have done, because through sheer panic, I overtook the car in front. I went through red light. This is dangerous. There's a crossroads near Asda. So I went through red light, overtook the car, and I made a left up. What's that hill called? Yeah. And I drove to I went all the way to I'm back.
I went up to Scotland.
What I should say is before
left at Manchester.
What I should say is before they came out their car, I went to indicate left to the Chinese, and they copied it. So that's when I know I was in trouble.
So I can't have a Chinese.
So I cancelled it.
It's only about 100 yards away from the traffic lights.
When you cancel your signal and they cancel, oh no, they're fucking chasing me. Yeah. So yeah, then I drove miles and miles up my way to lose them. Got to your house. You could not give more of a shit if I told you. You could not care. And I ended up having a Domino's.
I'd love to have seen your little face, Tom. I'm sorry, I know it's scary, and I'm going to shit myself as well.
Absolutely.
But in that car, that little green car, that Polo, yeah?
Oh, it was
I'd
the
love
Polo.
to have seen your little face. Just staring straight ahead when I'm looking on the window. Don't look at him.
And sure, I think that incident has made me never or rarely get road rage at someone just in case they chase someone. I never know what they're going to do. I'll just let it go if they're that annoying until they're far enough away on a motorway. And yeah. Oh, have you ever been chased? Or
I've never been chased.
Not chased. You know when they just follow, they want a confrontation. Oh, anyway,
I've got this. Well, I had the one car where the horn was incredibly difficult to push. So if I was in an angry moment, right, when you go beep, you want to slam down. You fucking. And I do that, and you'd have to press so hard, on a certain angle to get the horn to work, and then you feel like I'm just letting them off now.
Yeah.
And then the horn would go beep. 4 seconds later, and it's like, oh, don't worry, thank you.
Do you ever do that thing where you sort of mime something that, like, you're angry, but you just mime it, you can't bother to, like, shout? You go, as far as I'm concerned, you're shouting. I've done that for you.
I haven't done that. That's pointless. That's not giving F anything.
It doesn't offer anything.
They're not even looking.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why did you try that when you get knocked on the window?
Because they'd have punched my face in. They'd have gone through the window. Oh.
If you did... I've
I've
gone
never-
absolutely mental in your car. They're like, why are you not making a noise, mate? Your window's open.
It's crazy. I get a bit traumatized just remembering this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's not nice.
like
I can't imagine.
I can't remember if the doors were locked because I wouldn't have had central lock-in. So, oh, bloody hell. Got away with that.
Just locking on the door.
Weird, no, but it's weird though. But weirdly, them getting out is giving me a head start because they had to rush back in their car.
Yeah.
They're
They
already
actually
behind.
rushed back in their car.
Well, I didn't have time to check that, mate. As soon as they
By the time they
bang
got
on
back in
there,
the car, you were indicating left for your Chinese.
Say
The
again?
Chinese restaurant is literally about 100 yards after those traffic lights, isn't it?
yeah, but at that point, I don't know they're going to chase me.
You still indicated to go in there, though.
This happened at the.
Yeah, but I'm
across
testing
the
it. You got to test it. I thought
Yeah.
I don't mind skipping the Chinese right now. All right. So it is about 100 yards. So when I come out that mini roundabout, yeah, the Chinese is about a few hundred yards to the left. I take a left, and I think no, they're pissed off because they've already flashed me. Shit. Then the traffic lights come up.
I think
and,
I would have been quite, scared.
Yeah, but it's such a dangerous manoeuvre. What I did, like going through red lights, I could have caused any. Oh, but I wasn't thinking of that. So I just need to fucking get out of it and save my own skin at the minute.
It's even harder back then because you wouldn't have been able to.
No dash
have a
cam. No fucking dash cam there, mate.
Exactly. It didn't do any harm, did it?
But you wouldn't have been able. Now you could like ring 999 or 111 or something to say like.
One more.
Was it not 111?
NHS help. Help.
I got laboured breathing after being chased.
I've just shit myself.
Do you mean 101?
111.
Was it? What was the other one?
101.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I get them mixed up as well. Don't worry. It would have done.
101. NHS Direct.
So what happened? What happened?
I need to pick up a prescription.
101. Yeah. I actually overtook a car in a red light. Actually, I'm in the wrong. Yeah, I did a 60 and a 30 to get away from some nutcases. Yeah.
He got out the car. There's a man driving exactly the same way as me. Could you please send a GP?
How did this happen? I cut them up, actually. Yeah, I'm probably in the wrong there.
And now
I don't
I've got
know.
low blood sugar because I couldn't get my Chinese.
Oh.
99. Would you have called 999 in hindsight?
No.
Not 999.
If
They
still
could
been
have
knocking on the
done
door.
nothing because
My cousin, my cousin got intimidated by a lorry and she called the police. We're on
by
the
the
road,
lorry or the driver.
and they find. Huh?
By the lorry or the driver.
I imagine the driver.
Yeah, I know. That's the way he said it.
What did I
Got
say?
intimidated by a lorry.
No, you know what I mean.
I know.
And they because there's police round nearby. They just they went around the area and what road it was,
Yeah.
and they went and found the lorry.
Have you ever had to call 999 before? Before what? Well, you don't have to say, but you know.
Yeah,
Wow.
go on. My dad.
Well, yeah, I
Mum had a fall back in January.
Was she?
Yeah.
What would you say to me?
This is a nice bright subject.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When have you had to call 999? Bloody
Yeah.
hell, yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, no, we ran 111 or was it 101 for my daughter. She was like complaining of stomach cramps all afternoon and evening, and she threw up in the early hours, and it looked like blood, like a shitload of blood. But it was actually by the time Robin, we've said Robin, haven't we? Got her to A&E, just realised, oh shit, I gave her some fucking berry juice. It was clearly berries, but when you're blurry-eyed that time
scary,
morning,
isn't
and
it?
she's been in unusual agony, you just sort of panic, go, well, better just get some advice from 101. See, I can't remember now.
999.
111.
They said, well, we'll send paramedics out. Then they suggested, go to anyway. But it was fine, obviously. But you feel a bit silly when you go, oh shit, we gave her loads of like berry juice, and she had a bug anyway because she was ill for the next week. Well, thanks for downloading episode 5.
Is that it?
I don't know.
40 minutes.
Let's do 5 more minutes. I'll just see how it goes, isn't it? That's a bit more lively, isn't it? It's not just James centric. We've been able to carry ourselves a bit there.
Yeah.
Would you come back on again, or do you think?
Yeah, I think I would.
All right,
It's-
episode
it's-
6.
it-
Give me enough notice.
It's definitely that. It's more.
Might be Zoom though.
I think I'd have to do it. I think I'd prefer to do this in person. It's a little bit more
It is
relaxed.
better.
I
person.
did. Yeah, I do say to Griff that.
But to do a regular pod, it's not really realistic to do it.
No,
like,
but if you're only whacking out half hour of crap every
oh, thanks.
3 or 4 times in the night, it's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine.
And you could get if Alex did join us, you could
Sit
make
on the
room.
drum.
Yeah, I could make some room.
FaaF. Flat as a fart.
So, what final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Jerry Springer's final thoughts.
Yeah. Got anything else in the can?
No, I think we've done quite well, really. Well, James has carried the pod, but maybe you'll be
Sure
a
think.
semi-regular guest.
Yeah, if you want me back, I'll come back on.
Yeah, it's funny. It's just remembering old stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really. And
Do you remember like when we used to go to like those big clubs? You ever come to those big nightclubs?
He never went out.
You didn't go. did you?
Oceana.
Oceana.
I introduced you to the clubs, mate. Bristol.
I don't think I ever went to Oceana with you.
Did
did I?
because I remember doing the window cleaner dance in front of you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
I took you to Bristol for the first time. You introduced you to clubs.
Really?
I only went about 6 times personally, but
I was never mad on the whole Bristol.
for a very brief period from 2009 to 2011, well, so 2 years, every so often we'll go to Bristol. So it's Bath's a bit like Bath is a more like beautiful city, but it's because of how it's built. It's just all cramped. Every bar's the same, and like just apart from the big chain ones. Bristol just seems to have a lot more going on in different places, although probably rougher because it's a bigger city.
Yeah. That kind of shit doesn't seem that long ago when you think about it, does it?
No, couldn't do it now though.
It doesn't even interest me
No.
now.
Well, I mean, it's a total. Certain generations will be going out. Younger generations, you just feel out of place, wouldn't you? Even if you went with your mates, it would be. You feel well. I mean, I felt out of place then.
Did you?
Well, it's not really my scene entirely going to a club.
I remember when I was working at this pub near Swindon, and I got on well with all the staff. They said, "Oh, we're going out to Oceana in Swindon side. Do you want to come?" I was like, I was staying over at the pub anyway. I said, "Yeah, I'll come and have a drink." And I was like, at this time, I was probably approaching late 20s, but it'd been a hell of a long day, like 7 in the morning, and it's like we left at like 11:30 to go.
Fucking hell.
So I was looking a bit haggard, and I just put on like a t-shirt or something. And we got into there. We queued fucking 45 minutes to get in.
That's what I remember with it in Bristol, just queuing outside. Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I just wish I want to go home now.
Yeah.
Got in. I went to the bar, queued for 20 minutes to get a drink. I got a drink. I thought, well, I'm going to go on the balcony and have a cigarette. I walked towards the balcony, and then I felt this huge arm on my shoulder go, "Come here, mate." And then I was like, "All right, okay. Where are we going?" I thought maybe he's taking us to the VIP room. You can see. No, he put me in this lift. He put me in the lift, and then he just closed the door. Didn't say a word. And then the lift opened, and I was just on the street. Kicked me out. What? And I said, I went back up to the bouncers, like at the door, because I saw the queue was still there.
So you okay?
I went, "Are you all right? Are you okay, mate?" He goes, "You didn't ask me about my well-being." So I said, "Sorry, I've just got in. You saw me get in.
To be kicked out.
And I've just been put in this lift, and I appear to be back on the street." They went, "Well, you've clearly had enough to drink, haven't you, son?" I went, "Well, you just saw me get in. You just didn't tell you weren't drinking before." I had to sit there then, because obviously we all got a taxi in.
You had to wait for everyone.
I had to wait everyone. I had to sit out there for like, God knows how
tragic.
long. Yeah, it was.
There's no way of you getting back.
Yeah, but I didn't know these people that well. So afterwards, I go,
Oh,
no, I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest, but I thought I'd wait for you guys.
More's the reason to piss off
Fuming.
at your hotel, isn't it?
Absolutely fuming. And I think that's the last time I went to like a club or anything. I paid like good money to get in there. It's not cheap, is it?
I remember when all right, bleep the name out. Occasionally, he'd finish a shift at like where he used to work and drive all the way to Bristol, sometimes Bath, to like get fear of missing out syndrome. But I just think he'd have basically what he wore for work, but he always used to stink of old aftershave because he'd been wearing it all day, mixing with his body odour. I think, mate, you smell like you've just been working. Like you're almost there. You got the shirt on. You're quite smart, but you also look sweaty and you're smelling of like 12 hours earlier.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember stuff like that.
I say with missing opportunities. Obviously, I met my idol David Jason, and I had like barely a minute with him, but that was the whole. Whatever amount of time I had was spent talking about the logistics of a podcast. So before long, they said, "Okay, can we move along now?" And it's David Jason again. So how do you get it out to your? What do you? This isn't important. Why did I bring it up? I only wanted to say that I did a,
You always go podcast. Great. What do you want to ask me? No, he's like. So
that was part of my worry.
A podcast.
A lot of people don't know what a podcast is still. Even though they're like, it's quite a popular thing, but what is like? I work with people. What do you mean a podcast? What is a podcast?
Yeah,
and they still don't know.
I stopped telling people I go on. I've been on podcasts or do podcasts. It's just the conversation's too hard.
They also don't give a shit if you've got a good guest on. I got Richard Wilson on. Do you not? No, they don't care.
You are.
Most people are not going to know that, is though. These days, are they? They're just not.
Especially if they're born after 2000.
No, but I work with people my age and older. They've heard of One Foot in the Grave, but that's an example. I wasn't ever bragging like that, but I'm sure when we did the Fools Pod.
So, you like One Foot in the Grave?
John Chalice.
You like One Foot in the Grave?
Sue Holderness.
What's
all these people.
It's a TV program from the 90s. Well, I don't know. Just wondered actually.
None of them ever remember it.
I don't know if you've met Richard Wilson. But Doreen Mantle, actually, was quite fond of me.
Quite like saying I had the director she directs Gavin and Stacey. She directs it.
Doreen Mantle?
No, Chris Gernon.
She's not doing the new one then?
Yeah.
She's doing the new one?
I don't know why you're surprised. She's done all the series.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's doing the...
Did you go to his theatre thing in Bournemouth?
No, I didn't go, no. Tell me a funny story about that, though, didn't you?
What was the funny story?
I can't remember the funny story.
That guy who was on... Not Practical Jokers.
Hey?
You had that mate who was...
Nedge.
He was on that Nedge.
Oh, Nedge.
He goes, kids are born shitless.
Shit. What was it?
Hang on.
No spray.
What the fuck is that?
Sudafed.
Sinex.
I got mine as well.
I carry it around like a smoking.
All sorts of drugs going on in this room, I bet.
In the
studio.
Oh, no. Nedge from Channel 4's Balls of Steel. Nedge's Urban Sports. I've become sort of friends with Edge, Anyway, I told him about this One Foot in the Grave event. They were re-showing... They upscaled one of the specials, right? Doreen Mantle was there, who starred in it. And I got him down to watch it. He brought his family. And throughout the event, I put my phone under my seat on record to audio record it all because I was going to use extracts for a podcast, right? And... Eventually, it was for children need, but it made a fuss out of. They didn't just show the film. There was like bits and pieces beforehand. There was a little quiz. There was obviously Doreen Mantles came on to do a talk. There was a bit more chatter from the radio host because it was through BBC Radio, right? So eventually, when they play the film, if you're young, like Nedge's kids are, they're obviously going to get a bit fed up, which you can understand. So. About 20 minutes into the film, it's like it's like a cinema. He comes up, I'm right at the front. And he goes, "Right, mate, we're gonna go now. Kids are bought shitless." And I heard it. And I thought, okay, all right. And he went, "Yeah, they're fucking bought shitless." In my head, I was going, "I heard you, Nedge. Like everyone else can hear this." Doreen Mantle's like 3 yards to my left, and then they scarpered. But it's only when I played it back. It's just so funny.
You got the recording?
Yeah, I got it. So you can see him.
Insert here.
Kids are bored shitless.
The funny bit is you go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I was like, that was funny. I mean, at the time I was thinking, he repeated like I think he didn't think I could hear him. They're bored shitless. We're going to go now, right? Don't talk like that, but yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
that's good.
I'm glad you remember that. Yes, content.
I'm afraid you take it back with that message.
But yes, I do. I got up on stage. That was fucking nerve-wracking. And the most nerve-wracking question was, who here's listened to Tom's podcast, One Foot in the Podcast? I was thinking, nightmare scenario there. But there was hands that went up. I mean, I knew a few that were going, but thankfully...
Nedge, his kids.
Yeah.
3 over there. The family.
Oh,
The one's leaving.
yeah.
Yeah. How you enjoyed it, like kids? I bored shitless.
Kids are bored shitless. Things, if they'd shown that at the start, they would have lasted long, but I can understand it because they're like, I don't know, 7 and 10 or whatever, but that's funny.
Yeah.
I did laugh.
I didn't know that.
They're fucking bored shitless. It's very hard to pick up on the recording, but because I know it's there, I can hear it quite clearly. But it's very good.
Right, we're done then.
Yeah.
Episode is that episode 5?
I think so. Yeah.
Episode 5 done.
Well, I've now officially recorded more than I listened to.
There you go. It's good.
Well, if you're a new listener, get in touch, and if you've got a paranormal story or an embarrassing story, send it to us. If we think it's worthy, I'm sure we will. We'll read it out and
Or
discuss
if you
it.
just get one.
Anything will do. Any content. Cheers, everyone.
Oh, that's that, isn't it?
You've got to say bye.
Okay.
Otherwise, the pod ends with nothing. It's just you going, and you switch off. Okay. Right. Cheers for listening. Cheers again, Jim, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Is that me? Bye-bye.
FaaF. Flat as a fart.